Hey gang, it's Def. I'm going to be coming at you today with 10 quick tips for Everquest to help you navigate the world of NORAD a little better, a little quicker, and a little more efficient. Now, before we just dive into the tips, I'm going to suggest getting your maps. You may start out with a couple of basic zones, but in the description I will be providing a link and explaining how to install your maps, so you can just open your maps and there will be things highlighted and whatnot for you, and play around. If there's too many text on here for you to like kind of navigate and know where you're going, play around with your height filter, your labels. You can turn those off and on, but just play around with the map. You can also edit the map a little bit and mark certain areas that you want to remember. Say if you find a nice camping spot, you can edit it and add a label right here. Then you would be like camp yada yada whatever, and you can make it medium or large. Then you would hit OK. So now I didn't choose my text to be red or blue or whatever to stand out, but you get my point. But so play around with this. It's really helpful. It's really useful. Also, before the tips, in plane of knowledge, which is where you'll be spending a lot of your time getting around the world, once you hit level 20, you can talk to Franklin Teak, and he gives you a daily where you can go out, use your map to kind of navigate and see where you need to head to, and you can get a daily every day and get some XP and some loot. It's very helpful, very useful for new players that are wanting to level and dive into the game. Highly recommend doing your dailies every day. Okay, so let's go over macros. Over here in your action window, wherever you may have it on your UI, be sure to check out my UI tutorial video if you haven't already. Click on this last tab, find an empty bar here, and this is your macro window. I'm going to make a few examples of what I like to use myself. I'm nosy. I like to have a who button. So right here I would type the command to who a player to see what level they are. So I type in /who target. Okay, and let's just make this a light blue so it kind of stands out, and then you would I'll replace my last one I made, and let's drag that off here. So now let's find a player. There's a player. I would click the button. Okay, he's an 87 Shadow Knight. When you get a merc, I like to keep my merc window where I cannot see it. I've already colored this macro, so I would just type /merc, accept, drag it on. You can see my last one I made. I'll go ahead and replace that. So now, anytime I want my merc window to appear, I just do that. So unsuspend my merc, hide the window, boom. Another handy macro, especially for a new player, would be an assist button. Especially if you're DPS, you're gonna have players that are gonna be CCing mobs, and you want to assist your tank. Very, very important. So I like to make an assist key. I'll make this red, and then whoever your tank is, you would assist. Then you would put your player name, whoever your tank might be. Now another cool thing about macros is once you have them made, you can just right click and edit them really quickly. Now let's say you go into a new zone, you want to see who's all in the zone. There is a command for /who, and it will tell you who's all in the zone, like so. But there's a quicker way, so let me chat here, then I'm gonna clear chat. So now if I wanted to find out who's in here, a quicker way is just enter / enter. That's how I do that. It's a very quick way. One of my personal favorite commands is shift up, and what that does is it allows you to cycle through all the previous things you've typed. So it comes in handy when you're in trouble and you need people to zone out, or if you're having to repeat yourself, or if you're doing repeatable quests. It's really handy so you don't have to retype everything. So let me give you an example. Let me /G for group, zone out now, we're dying suckers. Okay, so people are in the middle of battle, they have all their combat text going, whatnot. Depends on how they have their UI set up and customized. So now I can shift up. Get out now, we're dying suckers. Anyway, very handy. /rewind. Believe it or not, Everquest has a bunch of bugs, a lot of glitches. So if you're ever running along and you find yourself inside of a rock or the side of a cliff or whatever, you can /rewind. And it's telling me it can't be used at this time, but I'm currently not glitched or bugged. But it's very handy, very useful. Okay, moving on, I want to show you guys a quick command for tail target. So I have this guy Cugs targeted, so I can /TT. Okay, and I was able to simply send him a tail. Here's my tail window, it's kind of invised for the moment. But anyway, /TT. And then there is also a command called return target, so RT. So I pop over to Cugs and I can simply /RT. Now the last person that sent me a tail I automatically target. My alt is wanting a hit point buff, so now I can just simply buffer. Another command I like to show people is Shift B for all your bags, and you see how they're spaced out. I have them set up that way, and I'll show you in a bit. But if I hit Shift B again, they disappear, of course, and they appear wherever you leave them off, so like so. So the other command I like to tip I like to give out is your Alt key. As you'll see, if I hold down Alt, it has my spells highlighted and all my buffs. And now I have my bag spaced out for this reason. If I'm holding down Alt, it will, and I hover over my bags, it shows, the items. So it's kind of a quick way to, if you're looking for an item, it's a quick way to find it. So there's that. Now, if you hold down Alt, and let me target myself for a heal, I can just simply Alt 1 to cast that heal, and it works for everything. So let's see, I have a self buff for my 7 and 8, so I can Alt 7 and then Alt 8, so on and so forth. Okay, and here's a pro tip, guys. Q is auto attack. So get rid of that hotkey that they give you at the beginning of the game and free yourself a hotkey. Very handy, especially if you want to get a nice rotation down. You can have your one key. For example, mine's taunt. So just get in the habit of hitting Q for auto attack. Tab targeting. Very handy. You're used to it already if you play any current day MMO. But it does not come default for Everquest. So what you're going to do is Alt O for options. Let's get that going here. Alt O for options. Then you're going to go to keys, and then you're going to make sure in this little drop down that you're at target. Then you're going to find target nearest NPC, and it's very important that you make sure both keybinds are set to tab. Okay, so Go up to the target dummy, Q for auto attack. Now if you're DPS, be sure you're assisting, of course, and your assist will automatically target and automatically turn on auto attack. Finally, I just want to highlight 2 AA abilities that you get at lower levels. One being Origins. At level 5, every class gets Origins. So you want to hit V for your AAs. Alright, and you see Origin under the General tab. You want to hotkey that. And now you have a gate to either Crescent Reach or your race's starting area. The next thing I want to show is under Specials, you have an ability called Bane Strike. I currently don't have it. I haven't really played this tune, but every time you kill, let's say 100 skeletons, 100 goblins, 100 trolls, whatever, you get a free direct damage nuke called Bane Strike. So very, very nice, very handy. Increases some DPS. It just gives you a mana free nuke. Can't live without it, really. And that's all I have for today, guys. I'm sure there's a ton of tips I left out. Feel free to comment below. Maybe there's something I missed that I can make a future video on. If I keep getting some feedback on these old Everquest videos, I do plan on making more. So if you like it, be sure to share with a friend. Be sure to show people that you want to get into the game. Maybe it will help the Everquest community grow a little bit. I do enjoy making these videos. I'm a very, very big fan of Everquest. So be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and thanks for watching.